Hello, everybody. Welcome to another session of our show, Property Talk Life. I remain your host, Mary, as usual, and I'm here with my co-host, who has always been the one that is giving answers and insights on our questions and our topic, Mr. Tucci.
Thank you, Mary, and thank you, audience all over the world. We are grateful that you've always been on this uh, podcast. Thank you so much.
Thank you once again. So, welcome to Property Talk Life, as usual, as where we discuss real issues, real strategies, and real opportunities in real estate. So, today's topic is very powerful one, which is why most people remain tenants for life while others are building wealth through property. So, this topic is very important because most people remain Welcome to Property Talk Life, as usual, everybody, where we discuss real issues, real strategies, and real opportunities in real estate. So, today's topic is a very powerful one, which is why most people will never own a property, and more importantly, how to change that, be it your mindset, situation, or whatsoever it is that will make people not be able to own a property, and how to change that. So, if you've ever wondered why some people remain tenants for life while others are building wealth through property, stay with us today because we'll be treating so many topics and so many questions actually that you're going to benefit from. So save this video or send it to someone to join us live right now who you know that might be needing this topic and the insights we'll be sharing today. So I remain your host, Mary Asoja, and I have with me and my co-host, Mr. Tochi, who will be supplying us with the answers and insights on this particular topic. Please introduce yourself to our viewers.
Thank you, listeners and our audience all over the world. Thank you. Today's topic is very, very important for those who are going to watch us now or those who are going to watch us later on, either in any of the streaming platform. Why some people will never own property. So we want to show you how you will get out of that mindset, and I believe it's going to be very impactful. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So moving on to our questions for today. Our first question is why do many people dream of owning property but never achieve it?
There are so many things contribute to that. Why so many people think, just like a saying that says, if wishes were horses, beggars will ride. So a lot of people they think of something, but there's no plan, no preparation. They just have it in their mind that they want to be this, they want to buy property, they want to own property, but there's no preparation. They're not making anything like saving, like putting something aside, even identifying the type of property they want to own or they want to invest on, whether they want to live it there or whether they want to start building their property investments. There's nothing like that. Just like Anthony Sant says that if you plan, you have a plan, but um, there's no action to back that plan. So make that plan come to manifestation. So if you plan something and they're not pursuing that plan, they're not making effort, whether it is real estate, whether it is personal goal, there must be an action, intentional action plan that will lead you to become a property owner and build your wealth or your investment portfolio through property ownership. So the whole thing is a goal. You may have a goal, lack of plan, and they are not focusing on that goal and they are not making effort. How much does it cost? Where do I need to buy the property? What type of property do I need to acquire? How much can I have some payment plan and all of those things combination will also affect. And then we want to make sure that people, of course, what we're saying here is not that all over the world or even in your community or state or anywhere in the world that every human being will own a property. It's not possible. There will be people who are going to be renter, but we're talking about large percentage of people that can be able to own property, build their wealth, build their income through property investment or owning their own home or house or even renting out for others to live.
Thank you very much for that answer, sir. So this particular problem, is it mostly financial or mental?
It's a combination of both. It's again, everything is mindset. Okay, whether you are working class or whether you own a business, whether you are in the public sector or private sector, you can break away from that belief. It's all about belief system. Some people don't think maybe in their family, none of them have ever ventured into property or real estate investment or even to sell it offer it as a service or even to use the land. Some of them have land, but they don't know how to make that land to become an asset, to turn it to become an asset that produces income. So it's all about mindset. It's all about shift from just dreaming of something, but to take action. So when you think, yes, it's but just like Henry Ford says, whether you think I can do it or I can't do it, it's all good. Okay, if you said you don't want to own a property, you just want to be renting from people that have already established property owners, it's all okay. There's nothing wrong with that. So we don't need to crucify those or to condemn those who don't want to own property. But what we're talking here is that at the end of the day, you need a shelter, over your head. You need the roof over your head. So it's essential thing for human needs. You talk about food, you talk about clothing, and then shelter. Food, clothing, shelter. These are three basic needs of man. So there's no way you will do away with it. Whether you don't have the money today, you're also going to need it tomorrow. Because whether you are in a country or in another country, you will need shelter. You will need roof over your head. So it goes beyond whether people, is it mental or is it financial constraints. It's all about mindset. What do I want? How do I go about it? Even when people are building houses around them, People are building apartments around them. There are vacant lands and vacant sites and properties around them. And then there are real estate developers around them. And most of them have listened to it or watched it. But the problem has been the mindset. After you have watched it, even as they're listening to us right now, so many people are listening to us right now, but they will never take action. They will never ask, can I have details or steps on how to even make a payment, to have a payment installment payment? Nothing like that. Okay, because there are some properties that you can actually buy through installment, monthly payment, whether you are working class, whether you are into public sector and all of that. But so many people will never go to find out from those who are into it. How do I start? What does it take? How much is the cost? So by the time you start asking how, because how will lead you to the solution? How will take you away from where you are right now? If you are not earning income, you don't have any roof over your head, you need to start asking, how would in the next 5 years, 10 years, will I have roof over my head? All of those things will bring you out of where you are. And that's why when Henry Ford said, I can't, some people say I can't. It's okay. Some people say I can. It's okay. Because at the end of the day, you should ask yourself, what do I want in life? What exactly do I want? So by the time you ask yourself that question, it will help you to give you a direct path and take a step. Because everything we're discussing here is just to help people to move them from point A to B in their life, from always lacking in financial issues of life, always lacking, to the point whereby they will start earning, to the point whereby they become financial income will start coming into their bank account. Because if it's all about us, we keep quiet. With the little we have known, we keep on increasing our knowledge. But we want others to take them out of poverty to a place where they become someone that build wealth through real estate, and also invariably to other sectors. Because the problem we have in some part of Africa, especially Nigeria, is lack of information. People don't want to share information. People, once they're making it, that's all, they're okay with it. They don't want to talk about it to people, to show people how they made it, to show people step by step. And that's why we have taken it upon ourselves in this podcast to demystify, to show people how they can build wealth through real estate. And also, even if they own property or they're intending to acquire property, they can do that starting today. And that is the way to go to be able to become successful in real estate.
Thank you very much, sir, for that answer. I believe that's well understood by our viewers.
Yes.
So moving on to our third question, what common habits keep people in rent for too long?
Yeah, too many people buy things they don't need. That's a quote. People buy stuff they don't need. You buy things they use to impress people that they don't even like. For example, lifestyle. People buy exotic cars. People acquire luxury properties before they even start to make money. They go invest in things, in depreciating assets instead of appreciating assets. And that's where the problem is. So people are trying to impress others who don't even care whether they exist. They buy expensive gadgets that does not add value to their life. They want to show they belong to class. Even right now, especially the youth that are supposed to be digging and learning on how to become, wealthy in this generation that we are right now, in this digital and AI age. A lot of them will spend money to buy very expensive gadgets. Some of them are not working. Some of them, their income is not up to what they are handling. And even that smart machines, they're not using it very wise to be able to make it to start earning money, because you can buy smartphones and then use it to make money. But whether it is real estate, what this question you ask, whether it is real estate, whether it is personal acquisitions of depreciating assets, instead of appreciating asset that will add value. Adding value meaning bringing income. So if you are listening to us right now and you have a lot of things that are liability to you, consumes and takes away money, whether you are a working class, whether you are a business owner, and they're trying to impress people who don't care whether you exist. So what we're trying to say this morning is to take you away from that mindset of life and the lifestyle so that you can free income and start to invest in that income into real estate. You have millions of naira assets. That asset, sell some of them, buy one room, one room flat. You can turn it to Airbnb. You can as well rent it out. And that's what we're talking about. If you have a luxury car, Rolls Royce, and you have other form of luxury homes, and that home or that Rolls Royce takes your money, and anytime you're on the road, your money is going, the asset is depreciating. You will say, "Oh, I can resell it," but you sell it, you cannot get the same value of what your purchasing price. So why not now take half of the money, acquire real estate? If you don't want, okay, I don't know how to even buy the land, you can go to the developers. You pay small. That money you take to acquire one luxury car, you take that half of the money, buy a very reasonable car that can serve you, and then they have put it into 2-bedroom apartment, 1-bedroom apartment, 3-bedroom apartment. You rent. You can even give it to property manager companies. They run the property for you every month. Sometimes if it's Airbnb, weekly, daily, you are making money, and you still have your equity. You still have your asset, which is appreciating in value. And that by the time you now, anybody who is riding Rolls Royce who has not built income producing venture or source, but in the next 5 years, you will have like 3 or 4, 5 of that piece of apartment. You are growing, and then you can also use the same as equity to secure other properties. You see how this thing is built. So continuously like that, you are building wealth incrementally, gradually. Before you know, those people who are showing gadgets, those who are flashing cars, and then you, one day you will buy those cars and still have enough, and the income is still continuously flowing, and you have an asset that are not depreciating but appreciating. So it's a very important that we emphasize this for those who have been following us, because you should have by now become a millionaire or a billionaire, but because of your lifestyle, it keeps you down. It keeps you rotating in cycle. Every time money comes in, you push it into something that they're not supposed to push. So we are here to take you away from that lifestyle. You might have been hearing people speaking it, but we're breaking it down so that it will touch you and make you uncomfortable. So you make a decision that will take you out of poverty.
Thank you very much, sir.
Yes.
It is people have the mindset that it's only those who have their own businesses or like have money or probably what they inherited from their parents are the only ones that are able to get properties. So that brings us to this question: are ordinary salary earners capable of becoming property owners?
Yes, correct. They are capable. Sometimes I give you an example of myself. I was working when I first subscribed to land. You know, then it was somewhere in Ikorodu. Although that real estate company, again, that's my personal experience. So it might not be the same thing, because out of many people, you will have some few people that are not rewarding. So then my salary was something very small amount of money. But there was a company that always come, a real estate company that always come to where I was working to market real estate where you can buy and pay small. So I took advantage of that. That is, even if you have never tried anything in life, you will not know whether you fail or you will succeed. So I subscribed to it, very small amount of money. And then even sometimes I fail not to meet up with the monthly payment. And then I continued. At a point, I could not even conclude the payment. And the company, that real estate company, ran into problem with the landowners where they acquired the land. And then Of course, I lost my money on that investment. Okay, but that I'm giving to that example because most of you are listening or hearing what I'm saying. You will say, "Oh, I don't have. How much is my salary?" No, that is not true. You first of all find who are the people who the real estate developers, the property developers, and then companies that offers instrumental payment, monthly payment. So how much is the down payment? So once you identify that, how much is my salary? What are the things I'm doing right now that might help me to free myself to be able to invest in a small, whether be it land or house, block of flats. So you now be able to know how much does it cost first and foremost. So once you identify how much, now you look at the salary and other commitments, then you share it and see whether it can accommodate you to pay down and then spread the rest of the payment over time. Before you know, you will acquire. I just use my own example. That does not mean it happens all the time. But again, I learned lesson from that because after that failure, my mind and my heart kept on reminding me that I need to continue with this real estate pathway to build life. And then I have never stopped. After I failed that one, unable to meet up, and then the company ran into problem, I continued when I had the privilege again to look for another one. And by the grace of God, I acquired another one like that. So it's not something that happened overnight, but you must be intentional. Life is all about intentional. And then the only way you can predict the future you desire is to create it. So if you say, "Oh, I don't have the money," you will continue. It's a mindset. You will never have the money. But if you say, "I want to do this thing," it is the world works in a very miraculous way. It's a force. The word that comes out of your mouth, and not just if you speak positive to your subconsciousness, that's likely that you are going to get that in the attraction, a lot of attraction. The word God will open door that you can never imagine because you've spoken it and it starts to open door and release to you. But if you don't have any plan, you don't have any push, you are not making an effort, you're not even following people that are into that same thing to find out what they're doing, how they're doing it, what does it cost, you can never get to anywhere. You just kept on rotating in cycle. And that's why we're talking about this, so that you don't rotate in cycle, but to begin to grow your life. And then not only your life, also your family, also your beloved ones. And before you know, you become a very successful person that even help others, help your family, lift your family from poverty, and lift your beloved ones and their community, and build to serve the world.
Thank you very much, sir.
Yes.
That's a very good explanation.
Yes.
Moving on to our next question without wasting much of our time, because time is fast spent already.
Yes.
So, what practical first step can someone take towards ownership this year?
The first step that someone can take is just simple as ABCD. One is, what do you want in life? It's very important. You write it down. What do I want? The second one is to look at what is the cost of what I want, which is if it is house, 1 room bedroom, 2 room bedroom, land, off-plan, off-plan projects, okay, or there are real estate developers you can meet. They have room for instrumental payment. People hear advertisements, they hear online, whether on social media, whether on radio, TV, flyers. It blinded themselves. They blinded themselves. They're not open to learning. They're not curious. They don't develop that curiosity of wanting to know, what is this? Is it real? Even some people, like I said on my own experience, they use that and said, no, I don't want to put my money again. No, I don't want to, I go and lose my money. No. How do you know whether you succeed until you try something? If you every time you're scared because you have a relative or your mother, your father, your siblings, your nephews, your uncles, they did the same thing, they lost money. All you hear is negative, negative, negative. How about Edison? Edison failed 10,000 times. If you have never tried anything, How do you know whether you succeed? And then he did not fail. He said he did not fail. He learned a new way to do something smarter. So when you try something, you failed, you learn, there are lessons to be learned. You do not fail. You just learned a new way to do it. So everything in life is boils down to taking a step. And after you discuss it, after you have made a decision, take a step. Go closer to the people who supply the service, who are into that service. And then that's why we are talking about it. We could have just keep our mouths mute, not discussing it, not saying anything. We continue with our service. But hey, the world needs to know this. The world needs to hear many ways they can build their wealth through real estate. And that is the conviction that we have chosen on the path to indicate, to show people the path of success through real estate.
Thank you very much. So for whoever has decided to take towards ownership this year, what is the danger of always waiting for prices to drop? Because some people might have made a decision that they want to go ahead and buy a property this year, but the only thing that is stopping them from doing that is that they are waiting for the price of that property to drop down before they venture into it. So what are those dangers of always waiting for prices to drop?
Increase, and they will lose the location they're looking for. There will always be, just like Benjamin Franklin says, there's always the market price does not wait for you. Okay, the right time to buy that property is now. Yesterday, you're going to miss those things. So you are today, you still have opportunity. The decision you missed yesterday, you can make it today. And that's why we are talking about this, because we want you to make decision right now. Because you might be looking, I want to buy in social location. Before you know, there will be increase of price on that location, or someone else has purchased that location. So that means you'll be going to another location. And then the property is location, 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 because everything about real estate is location. Price matrix is location. Whatever you want to do is location. So if you are buying now, if that place you want to buy yesterday that you missed, it's going to be, the price could have increased or doubled by 2 times. So you're going to pay higher. So if you want to buy, stop the hesitation, take action, buy, and then wait for the increment on the price of the same property, so you make more return on investment. And that's how the property is all about. You buy it every year, it's increasing, and then as it continues to increase by 25% to 30%, you have more money, and you also have equity. So when you want more money, bank asks you for equity. So that piece of asset is going to turn your life around, and you become very self-made millionaires and billionaires.
No, that's a secret that we've just let out for everyone to know, and I really hope our viewers appreciate that. Moving on to our last question for this session: how can someone move from intention to action?
Yes, they will always continue from that level of tension to actions. The only way to do that is, let's say, the hesitation, the delays cannot take you to anywhere. First, write what you want to achieve this year. Divide it by 365 days in a year. Work every day like your life depends on that. Without writing things, you cannot be able to be working based on assumption. It's not only in property investment, in your life. Like we always say in our podcast, we're here to make it clarity and decision. People hesitate to make decision. People delays in everything, and a lot of things contributed to that factor because of so many things we have heard, so many informations that we have heard, but we've never taken any action on any of them. So information overload is a problem right now. Divided attention, so many things contributed to this thing. By the time you make your life clear, sit down, identify what you want. What does it take you to get that thing done? Stop the delay. Start asking how, where will take you to, who are the people that are offering that service, how much does it cost, how much do I have now, or if I don't have anything now, what will I do that I've been doing that will take me to start have the money to be able to acquire this real estate, 1 bedroom, 2 bedroom, 3 bedroom, or full house, or a plot of land. Okay, so that is the only way you can shift the mindset shift is the solution that we be able to change this wrong mentality of don't want to do anything, don't want to inconvenience yourself, don't want to stress yourself, and then just sit down every year, the same level, the same rotating in cycle. That's not the plan of God for your life. So we want to make sure that you change that mindset this year.
Thank you very much, sir.
Yes.
So, dear viewers, as you've heard from our co-host, Tochi has given you even secrets that you can't get for secret that you will never get for free.
That's right.
From some people. So, and as you said, to move from intention to action, you need to replace someday with a date and commitment. If you want to get something, you'll be like, oh, I'm going to get it someday, or I'm going to get it one day, I'm going to get, you need to replace that one day or someday with a date and commitment. You create a savings or a financing plan and hold yourself accountable. So, because you are that, and that's the only way you can transform action. You can transform your actions can transform from dreams into keys. So property ownership is possible when you move from excuses and to execution.
Correct.
And if today's discussion helped you, please share it to someone who you feel that needs clarity on their journey to owning a property. And remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel, because this is the only channel that will be going live on every Thursday by 9 a.m. for real estate talks like this. And also remember to turn on your notification button to follow our updates and reach out if you need any guidance on starting or expanding your real estate portfolio. So thank you very much for joining us today's session. We'll see you guys next week. Bye.
Bye. Thank you so much.